Right, okay, so something a little different today. No Pokemon, as I usually would have on Saturday. Not video games either. We're doing some Attack on Titan content, because I love the Attack on Titan manga. I love the anime. And a streamer I watch, Cal Entertainment, did this tier list, and some of his decisions were alright, but I think we can do better. So we're going to go through them. This list is pretty decent. I think it's got the majority. There's a couple of sort of missing minor characters and some included minor characters that you wouldn't expect to see. But yeah, let's sort of go through marking how we're gonna set this up. So obviously S tier, God tier characters, best ones in the series. A, obviously, excellent, very good. B, still very good. C is still pretty decent. D is like neutral, basically. You know, they serve a purpose at some form. They're not really good or bad. Marcel tier, we'll get to that. And then no opinion, because I don't think, besides maybe Marcel, there aren't that, in my opinion, that many bad characters in AOT. They're all good. They all offer something. The majority of them offer something, and the ones that don't will probably just go into no opinion, I think. So yeah, I probably should have actually hit record. Fuck it, I'll just download the stream VOD afterwards. I can't be bothered manually recording this. Yeah, we'll sort that. We'll download the stream VOD afterwards and just catch up from there. So go through this. I believe this is in alphabetical order, and obviously everyone is more than welcome to roast my choices. I'm sure there'll be some disagreements going on here. I do also have this list of every character, because there are a few in here that I don't recognize off the bat, so I want to make sure we know. I want to make sure we know where we're putting folks. But if I can't recognize them, the chances are they're not that great. So yeah, let's get started. So Annie, obviously, Annie goes in S tier. She's one of the best characters. I mean, she was one of the best characters during her initial introduction, back in like the sort of the sort of training core and the female Titan arc. Well, we started well. What is this? Is this a disagreement coming in here? For record, Annie is in my top 5, so she'll definitely be sat there. No, okay, that's good. When you said well, I thought that was like we started well was just the introduction. Yeah, Annie is absolutely an S tier character, without a shadow of a doubt. And yeah, her appearance sort of in the Rumbling arc, she's great in that. Everything she does is cool. So yeah, easy first choice. Now Armin is interesting. A lot of people really like Armin. I think he's good. I do think he's a good character. I don't think he's S tier. So I'm kind of torn between B and A tier. I think a while back, back in the day, I would have probably put him in B tier. He's my least favorite. But yeah, he's my least favorite of the big three as well. Considering I have an idea where I'm going to put Mikasa, I'm going to put him as a high B for the moment. We might move him up to A. We'll do a little sort of reconsideration of this, I think, at the end. Bertolt definitely gets a B. I used to have him quite low. I used to not like him, but then as soon as we hit the Marley arc, reconsideration. Yeah, as soon as we hit the Marley arc and we just got flashbacks and so on, Bertolt became infinitely more interesting. Like he's one of the characters. He is one of those characters who only became like a really good character after he died, which I guess is a shame. But it helps recontextualize. It helps recontextualize a lot of his actions through the flashbacks, so that's kind of cool. I don't think he's better than Armin at the moment. Okay, Carla, or Karula, if you read the very early translations of like Volume 1 or whatever. I'm not too sure. I don't think she's quite D tier, but she's definitely not B tier. We'll put her in C. She's fine. She has that nice little line about he's special because he's born into this world and all that stuff. She's good. I should probably also point out this tier list is probably, may end up being subject to change if the final 8 pages make any drastic additions to the manga. We may go over that after the stream, after this sort of tier list is done. But I've got to milk this content first for a while. So let's see. Okay, next up, Colt. again, I'm kind of torn between C and D. Like, there's nothing particularly interesting about him. Like, he serves a good purpose as Falco's brother. He's not as good as Falco, and Falco's not that great a character either. So, where do I put him? He's either going to be low C or mid to high D, I feel. Yeah, honestly, I think I might put him in D. There's just nothing to him, really, in my view. I never really connected with him. Like, his death was kind of cool, like that last little moment where he sort of grabs Falco and is like, oh, your brother's here for you. That was pretty cool. I like that. Again, like, it's not a bad character. There are no bad characters in Attack on Titan, bar maybe one. But that's more of just a joke because of how much I dislike them. Connie's an A. I know that Kyle put him in S. Like, Connie used to be a C tier character for me, again, until the Rumbling arc. And then Connie sort of became an absolute baller at that point. He is really cool. I like him a lot. Saving Captain Levi during the Battle of Heaven and Earth, that was really cool. Just this whole thing, we're trying to feed Falco his mum, just seeing how far how desperate he's become. Like, his general sort of distrust of Eren from the very beginning of the War for Parody, that was also a pretty cool evolution. So yeah, Connie gets a nice little jump from probably what would have been a C tier prior to season 4 up to an A tier. That's good. Okay, Darius Zackly, or what do they call him in the anime? Because he's a bit different. He's like Zachary, Dallas Zachary in the anime, or Darius Zackly in the manga. He's kind of cool. Probably not D tier, probably not B tier. Like, I like that he's a bit of a sort of, you know, he was just in it for himself. Put him in C tier for a minute. While I think about it, he was in it for himself. He was a bit of a sort of a revolutionary. It's kind of cool. He went out like a boss. I mean, there was fucking shit chair, which was interesting. Oh, Bacon is here. Hello, welcome. He plays an important role though. Chat. Kyle is here. Is that okay? The K-Bird is here. Oh no, I'm here for this stream, but not Bacon's. I'm gonna be so mad. So is this Mr. Kyle himself? Yeah, Raven, I totally agree with you there. Yeah, I mean, to show that he is a bit of a dick within the thing. He's a bit mental. He's pretty cool though. I talks the K-Bird. Well, it's nice to know that Kyle is here watching, because he did this and I got the idea. I've even used the exact same tier maker as him. So hello folks. Welcome. Yeah, like the thing about Zackly is like all the characters, he's pretty complex. He's cool like that. We'll bump him up above Carla. Not quite sure he gets in B tier. So, this is your personal account. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, Daz. He's not B tier. He doesn't deserve B tier. He's cool. It was nice to see him sort of reappear after you thought he was he just sort of disappeared after the Battle for Trost for the whole thing, and then sort of reappeared when Isayama needed a couple of characters to kill. So he's cool enough. He's, low C probably. More interesting than Colt, I think. Yeah, I'd still say that. Yeah, for anyone who missed it, Bacon did a really cool Vinland Saga manga character tier list. I was in his stream earlier today, so definitely check out his channel. Bacon, feel free to, I think links are enabled, so feel free to plug your channel right now on YouTube. He also did editing for a really, really cool video of Kyle's to do with Goodbye Attack on Titan. Yeah, I know. That's basically what I turned up to the stream to say. Turned up, had no idea who any of the characters were. So just watched the tier list with zero context. Which is good, because I didn't get spoiled on anything, because I have no idea who any of the characters are. So that's all fine. That's all good. No spoil. Yeah, I mean, no spoilers. Yeah, that's just the thing. I've got literally nothing to go off of. Like, there probably were spoilers in there when mentioning deaths, but I'm not going to remember any of the characters. At least not immediately. None of them sort of stuck. I was sort of... it was just sort of fun to sit there and watch chat argue. Right, okay. Next up, we have Dimo Reeves. Now, I feel like I want to put him in B tier. Like, he's pretty cool. Like, it's sort of, even though it kind of happens behind the scenes, this sort of evolution from the sort of the typical dickhead sort of merchant who's willing to sacrifice everyone just to make money in Trost during the initial fall of Horus. Yeah, both the Reeves guys are pretty cool. I mean, Flegel turns into like a fascist. That's not that cool, but yeah, I think Dimo can get a B. Can get a B rank. I quite like him. I quite like the guy. Like the Royal Government arc, as it's officially called. So much harder to tell who's in black and white. Yeah, well, as I said, I've got this up just in case I don't recognize anyone. So yeah, the Uprising arc, or as it's now officially been named, the Royal Government arc. The Uprising arc's a better name. Yeah, it's cool, and Dimo's obviously a big part of that. So, oh, and Bacon's linked his YouTube. Give him a subscription. Check out his videos; they're cool. And yeah, also check out Kyle's Goodbye Attack on Titan, which was edited by Bacon. The AOT vid was really cool, and Kyle did not pay you enough for that one. Okay, who have we got? Dina. Dina is... She's really important. She's very important to the story, but as an actual character, she's kind of non-existent. Like, I kind of want to put her in D tier. Like, I understand how important she is, obviously, as the Last Descent and the Smiling Titan, all that stuff, but Dina herself is just a bit meh, really. She just kind of needed to be there. She was a tool to advance the story forward. I wouldn't even say she's better than Cole. She just exists. She was just there, but you know, enough to have an opinion on her. Pretty foggers, I must say. Yeah, there we go. Bacon's doing the Lords, but getting all the good links in as I shout out other channels that are much better than mine. Okay, next up we have oh, what's his name? Dita? Is it Dita? Dita Ness, I want to say. Are these going to be in any kind of alphabetical order? What is... Oh, yeah, Dita Ness. Okay, cool. Waiting for Bold Gag. Like, I don't really have an opinion, to be honest. Like, I guess he's, you know, got more of a personality than a lot of the Survey Corps randos that die. But yeah, I really don't have an opinion of Dita Ness at all. I don't know. Like, I don't feel like he should go in D, because I don't think I feel that strongly about his lack of participation. But if he goes in C, it means he's better than these two. So whatever. Pixis. Pixis is another A. Do I like him more than Connie? He kills one Titan, saves Sasha. This is true. Okay, maybe we'll be nice. Maybe we will put him up a bit. He's probably better than Dad. No, he's not better than Dad. Sorry. I think I like Pixis more than Connie. I think Pixis is awesome. He's very shrewd. He's a big drunk, which being from Scotland, I can very much appreciate. Yeah, no, I like Pixis. It's a real shame, like sort of his sort of arc sort of culminates in him just becoming a Titan and having to get killed. But you know, Armin's the one who does it, which is kind of cool because Armin sort of really looks up to him, even though Pixis probably is, you know, still representative of a lot of the problems on Paradis. Yeah, Dita did save Sasha. Is that necessarily a good... I'm joking. Sasha's cool. I don't hate Sasha. I don't dislike Sasha as much as Kyle does. Eld's kind of cool. I'm going to put him there. Actually, no, I might put him there, I think. I do quite like Eld. In the short time he's there, again, like, Levi's squad, I'm quite a big fan of, like, all of them apart from Gunther, because whatever. Like, you know, their deaths at the hands of Annie are all pretty cool. It's a pretty significant turning point for Eren, so in terms of that, yeah, I quite like Eld. Okay, Eren Krueger. So, where do we put Eren Krueger? Bacon dislikes Sasha more than you do. Okay, fair enough. I've forgotten. There's like a very much of a scale. Is S purple because Annie's a queen? No, S is purple because purple's my favorite color, but it turns out you don't have a full list of ranges, otherwise these would have all just been variations of purple, most likely. But Annie is also a queen. Okay, Krueger, he's not an S tier. He is really cool, though. I feel like Krueger can sit there. I don't know if he's as good as Pixis, but in the short time he's on screen, he is very, very awesome. Yeah, I think that's fair. His Attack Titan design's really... I mean, his Attack Titan design's very similar to Eren's, and I really like that when he finally turns up again during the battle, he's doing the same sort of back break, sort of breaking Titans over his shoulders the way he broke the ship. That was like a nice little callback, so yeah. Krueger's pretty awesome. Eren. Our boy Eren. So... I want to turn the music down just a smidge. I can do that. There we go. I've reduced it down a little bit. Okay, our boy Eren. I'm tempted to put him in A. There was a time when I would have put him in S, I think. Maybe, like, I think right during the... I think it is at 122. I can't remember chapter numbers anywhere near as well as Kyle does. Whenever I'm watching his streams, I'm having to run off to double check which chapter he's talking about if I can't quite remember. Like, there's this point, like, the whole sort of, you know, the bit where he's like, I'll put an end to this world, and he's in Path, that is, like, S-tier Eren. But I think surrounding that is kind of, like, a bit low. Like, he starts off pretty B-C tier, like, a very uninteresting sort of shonen protagonist, which is kind of the point, but he really builds up after the Marley arc. Simp Eren. Listen, there's nothing wrong with Simp Eren. S is for Simp tier. Yeah, but I don't simp over Eren. Bacon saying I love the Pokemon jams. Well, if you're interested, they're by a creator called Glitch X City. She does some very, very cool jams, and you're allowed to use them on your streams and YouTube videos. She can't guarantee they won't get copyright claims since they're fan music, but she won't claim them. So, and this is a nice sort of 2-hour-long battle music remix. It's very cool. I like her stuff a lot. If only because it's something I know I can generally use without... Simp Eren might be S tier. Maybe. For me, Path Eren was S tier. Simp Eren can go to A tier. And then, was it Eren Yeager can go to B tier, perhaps? Okay. Erwin. I love Erwin. I remember this one that Kyle put him in A, I think. But for me, Erwin is an S tier character. He used to be my favorite. By the end of the Return to Shiganshina, Erwin was my top spot, and now he's not even in my top 5. So, like, he was... quite ambivalent about him. Did Glitch make some of the Pokemon Uranium themes? I'm not sure if Glitch had anything that was involved. It'd be worth checking out her YouTube or her Twitter, perhaps, to see. But I don't actually know. Are we allowed to mention the leaks? So... I was going to discuss the leaks, unless folks... I was going to discuss them somewhat. I haven't had a proper look over them yet, to be honest. I've seen bits and bobs. Like, the one I've seen the most frequent, what incoming leaks discussion happening, for anyone who's afraid of that. You've seen the leaked Wait, the panel's been leaked now. I thought it was just the sort of rough translations that have been leaked, or the rough sort of descriptions, like someone in Japan leaked it, and then someone in China translated it, and... Also, Eren fans have got to go. Honestly, like, you know, Kyle, Erwin is great. I will not hear this slander. Let's see. So what is it? The leaks are on Titan. The leaked panels are on Titanfolk. I know that when the first initial leaks book came out, Titanfolk had a meltdown, but when does Titanfolk not have a fucking meltdown over something? There was only one leak I saw that I was like, that could be a bit off. But the rest of them seemed okay. One panel. Right, okay. That panel was the leak that I thought would be fine. So, let's just bring this over here so I can keep an eye on the chat again. Okay, so... Either more panels. Okay. Right, let's see what we've got here. That's cool. You see, I can get behind that little reunion. It's Jean. Granny Mikasa. These are great. Very interesting. Okay, so this is the one that I want to see. King Fritz speared. So this is the one. Okay, none of them are confirmed. So this is the one that, of all the ones that I heard about, because I did see a lot of these different perspectives. You know, new kids finding the trees. You know, grown, you know, older characters and all that stuff. Weird. Most of them are fine, but I did see one about, what is it? Mikasa reset the timeline or some shit. Wait a second. This is considered. Come on, I'm not that. Really? I mean, maybe. I guess it would be a bit weird if that was one of the confirmed leaks. Seems legit. Like, as I said, most of these I'm fine. Like, you know, I think the destruction of parody could be a thing. Yeah, so, John, I don't know if you've seen, basically, Isayama had an interview where he said that because of Bisetsu Shonen's limits, he could only produce up to 50 pages for the final chapter. And there was a lot more stuff he wanted to include, I think, so he had to cut stuff down. So he's including 8 more pages in the final volume. 8 more pages in the final volume that should hopefully expand on a few things that happened at the end. He also clarified the thing that most people with the ability to interpret text had already figured out, that Armin wasn't thanking Eren for massacring humanity. That he was just like, his words were basically that Armin understood, you know, I'm sure Kyle was loving that when the word understanding came up in the interview. Armin understood what Eren's motives were and wanted to basically find a way to relate with him, but I think in Isayama's own words he said, which is really sad, that he just didn't feel he was good enough to convey the themes he was trying to in the end, which is really sad actually. If you get to the very end of your long running series and you feel you're still not good enough to convey what you want to convey. So that's a bit of a shame. When we come back to these, I think he's just being humble. Oh, and we're back. Kyle's on the Kyle Entertainment account. How lucky am I? Probably hard to get it across. Yeah, I think so. It is very limited. You know, you're limited in terms of like, in terms of everything, I guess. It was like, I read it and I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Like, again, I saw that and I was like, okay, like when I saw it, both versions of the translation, and I was like, it's okay. Like, it makes, I think I can follow through. You have to maybe work at it a little bit. I've been watching them on PC now. Yeah, the feeling of your best bud doing something you can't really interface with. Yeah, I think so. And it's just like a lot of the interpretations of that particular panel, I think, were done in really, really bad faith. Like, there are people, there is a subset of the community, I say the community as if they actually read it, who really, really want Isayama to be like some secret fascist, so they can sort of shout about how right they are. And, you know, it's not supported in the text at all that he is. So, you know, they can only do what they can do, basically. Yeah, no, I don't get it either, Bacon. Like, it's just, like, you know, Isayama maybe said things years and years ago, and it's still holding on to it. Like, I've seen, like, you know, the small number of people who I sort of have on my Twitter, in my Twitter sphere, who talk bullshit about Isayama, it's always the same garbage. The Dot Pixis one is one they really can't let go of. Would you think he would drop the ball like that? Yeah, like, I've seen the comparison to Game of Thrones, which is really bad, which is a really bad comparison, because even if we were to go with that, the final chapter was one bad chapter following a string of 10 out of 10 chapters, and it wasn't even a bad chapter, it was like a 7 or 8 out of 10 chapter. Game of Thrones was getting bad from, like, season 6, so it's not exactly the same comparison. It was a 10. Yeah, Kyle, I want to see your video on your sort of proper video on what makes it 10. I'm still sitting in the 7 or 8 ballpark. Knowing Isayama's context probably pushes it up to an 8. You know, just confirming my sort of suspicions. Season 5 of Game of Thrones is the worst season. I'm trying to remember. I think season 5, the reason I don't rate it as the worst is because for me it was a really forgettable season. Followed by 7. 7 was pretty bad. to be fair. I mean, 8 was really bad as well. Okay, let's get back to this tier list, or at least try and get one more on the tier list. We can continue to argue as we go. Falco is better than Colt, better than... Falco's okay. Like, he's not 8 defense squad unite. I don't know. I think you might be alone in this one, Kyle. I don't know. I don't know if anyone else watching is part of the 8 defense squad. Like, there's like everything is good in 8 apart from the rating. Everything else is like amazing. The only 8 episode I like is 5. Oh my god! Listen, this is the ultimate contrarian has logged on. Unbelievable. Right. So anyway, Falco sits in C tier. Falco is not is like the anime has done a good job of making him look really good, but Falco is not that great a character. Falco is just there to prop up the one true queen of the Attack on Titan universe. Hit it back on the old channel. I'll need to watch these videos, Kyle. I'm very interested to see your takes on it. Now Mr. 9 is making sense again. Kyle gets off on calling out different communities. Listen, I can totally understand that. I can sympathize with that. Yeah. Falco goes in C. Like, his Titan design is awesome. Both his Titan designs, his Jaw Titan and his Jaw Beast Hybrid Titan are both awesome. Oh, okay, Mr. Okay. Yeah, I was wondering about that. It's one... Eren, are you on your phone again? Because Eren and 9 aren't anywhere near each other on a keyboard. Anyway, yeah, Falco's fine. Like, I think I've seen like the anime reactors really like Falco. Like, they're like, you know, precious child must protect. And the whole time I was reading it, I was like, no, Gabi is precious child that we must protect. Listen, all right, Kyle, what have we got, Mr. Entertainment? Semblance of sanity. I'm trying to remember some. I thing is, I watch a lot of them, so I don't actually remember any, you know, a particular take. So one I remember the most actually is Jake Retake. I remember a lot of his reactions, and I've also been watching Suzy Liu. I mean, Suzy Liu's content is garbage, but the Attack on Titan stuff is interesting because she's watching the dub as well. She has some pretty raw reactions to like Erwin's death, so that was pretty cool. Pretty cool to see. The Erwin death reactions out there were all pretty good. Okay, Faye Yeager. I want to say she's a C. I have more than no opinion of her, and she's definitely not D tier. She's fine. She's, you know, she's a victim. She kind of is like one of the things that triggers off like a lot of the events in the series. I think Falco has done really well in the anime. I didn't care for him in the manga, but he turned up in the anime. Yeah. Now I know what it is like to deal with delay. The listen was in regards to fucking up with the R and the 9. D for fed to dogs tier. Jesus Christ, maybe. Or maybe put her to high D if too many C's start cropping up. We'll reorganize this at the end if I realize that I've been an idiot. Yeah, that delay, I mean, Kyle, that's the delay between the United Kingdom and Australia, though, so... yeah, so Falco being done well in the anime, I feel that is definitely true. There was a lot of... can I click that link? Probably. Let me just make sure I'm in the right context so it opens up in the right window. There we go. Oh. No, I can't click that link for some reason. ton.twitter.com. You should be able to link. It's there as a link that I can click. It's just the link's invalid. Okay, cool. Yeah, just fire it my way, and I can take a look. Yeah, I was saying Falco in the anime. Falco's much better in the anime than the manga. The same way that Zeke is much better in the anime than in the manga. I know I'm going to upset some Zeke stans because I know that there are a few of them. I'm pretty sure that I can't remember if it's Raven who really likes Zeke, but one of my other friends is a big Zeke fan. Whilst he is not going to rank as highly on this as I think he will for some others. Yeah, like Zeke's backstory in the yes, Monkey was at his best when we didn't know, when we just saw Monkey. Like the first appearance of the Beast Titan is fucking phenomenal. Mainly because Isayama didn't know how to draw him yet, so he just looked like some horrendous cryptid. It was great, like proper like, you know, Bigfoot found footage. It was awesome. Like the Zeke backstory chapter was really boring in the manga, but it was really good in the anime. But I think that's just because Grisha's voice actor absolutely nailed it. Can't share the image. Feel free to... You can DM it to me if you want, Kyle. Just DM it on Twitter and I'll have a look. And I'll do it without... I mean, it was a description of the leaks. Yeah. Yeah, we follow each other on Twitter now, so you can send... I think my DMs are open anyway. Okay. Flegel Reeves. Is he as good as his dad? Is he better? I feel like he might be better than his dad. He's still not better than Bertolt, though, but he is pretty cool. I mean, he becomes a fascist at the end, which is definitely not cool, but yeah, he sort of rise from being the scared, sort of crying idiot to being the new boss. Like the scene of him sitting on the military police guy's body, that was pretty cool. Yeah, so Flegel's go. Floch. Zeke is S now, cowards admit it. I don't know. We'll see where we put Zeke. I sent it to Cool, I'll take a look. Floch is really difficult because Floch is quite a good character, but I hate him so much. I hate him like the ultimate fucking war pill fascist child. He's an awful human being, but that's what makes him quite compelling as a character. Like he's genuinely quite interesting. I think he is better than Flegel. Is he better than? I think he might be better than Bertolt as well, which is really unfortunate. Floch's death was probably one of the more satisfying ones. I mean, the fact that Floch gets continually humiliated throughout the series as well, getting fucking curb stomped by Kiyomi was pretty awesome. But yeah, no, I dislike him with a passion as a character. He's okay. Let's see what this DM is then. Oh god, okay. Is this the full list of descriptions from the leaks? Let's take a look at this then. Can I open this? Wow, okay, that's really weird that I can't do this. 2 seconds then. Let me just open up, we'll do a paint stream. There we go. Now everyone can enjoy it. Okay, Eren and Armin see more of the... So this is the full it's a paint net stream as well, even more pog. You know, the upgrade from regular paint stream. Eren and Armin see scenery and talk more. This is what bacon makes my thumbnail in. Yeah, paint net's brilliant. I use it for all my thumbnails and stuff and most of my stuff. Eren and Armin see more scenery and talk more. Parody destruction happens after Eren and Armin return to Paradis after exploring the world for 10 years. Return to Paradis and see it got nuked a long time ago. While they were away, they walked through old ruins. Eren tells them this happened and all their friends died because he never started the rumbling. He tells them to come look at the sea one last time. Armin asks even Mikasa, fuck Sean and the other friends, I guess. This happened in Armin's dream. Okay, so this is like the old... So this is where the Paradis destruction happens. Interesting. Sick. In-universe justification for the rumbling. It was the only option. Apparently. Well, I mean, according to Eren, it was the only option. I still disagree with that. I mean, if Paradis would have been destroyed, fair enough, I guess. It's hard. I mean, that's the whole point. It's meant... I mean, Attack on Titan is meant to be about impossible choices, but there's never a justification for genocide. So... Mikasa talks to Ymir while carrying Eren's head. Ymir doesn't open her mouth. Mikasa can see her eyes clearly. Mikasa had headaches because Ymir was trying to talk to her since she was born. Ymir tells her the truth, that she couldn't save Fritz and he died by spear and she felt guilty. Then who made her children eat her corpse? Was that fake too? Ymir hugged her children and cried when the king died. That's interesting. That would certainly be an interesting take on it. I think I need to see how that's actually carried out. Again, is this all speculation, or is this kind of like confirmed? Like, Mikasa called her love a long nightmare. She tells her that Ymir's powers took lives she created, but thanks to Ymir for giving her life too, and tells her to rest in peace, and Ymir is freed. Okay, I mean, I guess, yeah, having like some clarity about how Ymir is like freed from everything would be decent, I guess. Panels with no text for Lance meeting with the story. I'm an historian talking. Reiner is blushing. John and Mikasa, who's the story, smile at each other. Annie hates the child. That's an interesting extra detail there. Mikasa having husband and child in reality, we don't know if it's Jean because his face is never shown. Annie hates the child, yeah. His face never shown. You can see him from the back like Farmer. This happens after another time skip, and Mikasa's hair has a long ponytail. It'll be Jean. It's Jean. It's been implied that Jean's dream of having a family with Mikasa's that one chapter was Path's dream sent by Eren, similar to Mikasa's ideal, and Armin's exploring the world dreams. That's interesting, you know. Bit of a dick move though when Jean wakes up and realizes it was just a dream. It's Jean, tell me I was right, Bacon. Mikasa visits the grave when she grows too old with her grandkids and she's in a wheelchair. Is that just the Ackerman? Is that just Ackermans and wheelchairs? We go to the modern times and school modern. Is this like a little meme tacked on at the end? Well, I'm very interested to see what the 8 pages say. Yeah, the school thing is the end of the volume. Okay, right. So yeah, the typical end of volume school stuff. Yeah, that's fine. I was like, I was sort of reading that. I was like, wait a second, is this also tied into it? But no, it's just the joke endings they have at the end of each volume. Well, that's cool. Thank you for sending me that. Yeah, that's interesting. The rumbling justification thing, he's going to have to be very, very careful there, because he already tried to make it very clear that Armin didn't think Eren was right to kill all those people. So it's going to be interesting. Again, I still don't think Isayama is trying to say that there is a reasonable, you know, that the genocide carried out was justified. I find that, you know, everything in his text up until that point seems to suggest otherwise. So I'll be interested. The translators are going to have to work very, 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 very hard on that one, if that is what's going to go into it. But we shall see. We shall see indeed. Okay, who have we got next? Frieda Reiss. Frieda's okay, I guess. She's kind of cool. She reads just a little Historia. That's kind of cute. Is she better than Falco? Is she better than Carla? I think she's maybe there, I think. She's interesting. Nothing super special. Okay, the original King Fritz is pretty cool. He's horrible. He's a horrible bastard, but he's interesting. Is he better than Armin? Is the question. Because he's not better than Connie. We'll be charitable. I don't think he's better than Armin. I think he's better than Floch, though. He's really well. He's really cool. He appears for very little time. He's very cool. Okay. Now onto some real talk. Gabi is an S tier. Gabi is amazing. And like I remember when I first read the manga, because I basically restarted the manga at the Marley arc, and within minutes I was like, you know, you can tell immediately where Gabi's going to go in terms of her direction as a character. You know, she's going to be like the absolute sort of, you know, brainwashed propaganda child, probably does some horrible stuff and then turns it around. And that's what happened, and she's awesome. She's got one of the best character arcs in the entire series, considering she gets introduced so late into the series. Honestly incredible. Wonderful character. A bit left to the side at the end. You know, she obviously snipes the Okapi Titan to free Armin, but she doesn't really have as much of the thing. But she and Falco get a really nice glow up at the end. Queen shit indeed. Base character, absolutely awesome. I think the theme of the series might be about inheriting a terrible world and then having to work with the opportunities you're given. That's why Armin and Mikasa thank you, Mia and Eren. Yeah, that's certainly an interesting thing. Like, I mean, I've always just seen it as like, I mean, not so much a theme, but just like one of the core concepts of Attack on Titan is just people being put in impossible situations where there literally cannot be a right answer, because that's the reality of so much of what we deal with in the world as well. It's a very simple looking at Attack on Titan, but it's, you know, I think you can just about, but it's one of those really hard lines to walk when you're trying to depict a world like that, because people will see it as like an endorsement of that kind of world, which is not what you want at all. But is unfortunately what happens. You know, there's a reason that, you know, articles like, you know, Attack on Titan is the alt-right's favorite manga and all that shit. I mean, but there's always a right answer, but I don't think Isayama thinks that. Maybe. I mean, there's an answer you can sort of approach, but I guess there's the feeling that there isn't. I mean, the feeling that it is an impossible situation. Like the situation parody was put under, I think was really bad. They were, you know, the choices presented to them were the three choices that were effectively presented to them in the text anyway were genocide, genocide, or be genocided. And I'm sure there would have been like, I mean, I suppose Kiyomi's suggestion wasn't terrible. What is it? Partial rumbling, destroy Marley's military, use the 50 years that will buy them to build up their military, and then you just enter into a fucking Cold War. There may be a right answer, but none of them are easy. Yeah, I mean, the problem, yeah, there may be a right answer, but the problem there is like the time they have. Like that's the biggest thing. They don't suggest so much that that they can't do it. It's more just they're worried that in the next few years they're going to get invaded and destroyed. Which I guess that leak is confirming that if Eren had done nothing, Parody would have been annihilated within 10 years. Which is not great. I mean, I still think there probably is a route you can take, but there's no I suppose there's no perfect answer, I guess is probably the better way of putting it. But none of the major answers that were explored, the rumbling, the full rumbling, the euthanization, neither of those were the right route. They're both horrible. Right, who have we got next? Gelgar. Gelgar, I have enough of an opinion to put him in D. He, his one trait is that he drinks, and that he dies not being able to get a drink. That's about it. Goggled Soldier, literally zero opinion of. Grisha Yeager. Grisha Yeager. What streaming software do I use? I use Streamlabs OBS is my streaming software. I'll give you a little preview if you want. So this is what my streaming software setup looks like. Couldn't get the chat widget to work. That is not good. I'm not really sure. I mean, I've had problems with it in the past. It takes a while, but cheers, Bacon. Yeah. In terms of the thing I'm most happy about is this. Now, watch your eyes. This is going to look horrible for a second. This is how I do my stream elements. I made an Unreal Engine application that plays a UI animation, and then I chroma key it out. I'm hoping to use the Unreal application for a bunch of other stuff as well. Like, I'm going to see if I can integrate the chat into it in some way, like do some cool stuff. The little animation you're seeing in the bottom left corner is done in Unreal, yeah. It's just using the, maybe at the end of the stream, because I know you're a dev as well, I can open it up and just show you what it looks like. Is there a particular reason? It just seemed like, Unreal is something I do. I mean, I've been using it at work. It's a good opportunity to continue learning how, stuff about Unreal. And there's a lot of stuff I can probably do in it long term. Like, Unreal kind of gives me the freedom to do anything I want. Rather than having to learn. I mean, I can work with Unreal's animations like much easier than trying to do animations in some other bit of 2D software that I probably have to pay for. Unreal, I can do it for free. So. Okay, next up, we have as a Grisha Yeager. Grisha's really cool. He's cooler than Armin, I think. I don't think he's A tier. Like, I wish there'd been a little bit more with him. Like, I feel like there was that. Didn't realize Unreal could do that. Unreal's got a load of cool stuff you can do. Like, I'm looking into. There's a Twitch plugin for it that I'm going to look into. So I'm going to put Grisha there. So I felt one thing that kind of I was hoping we'd see is like there's this line Eren drops when he's talking to Zeke and Pat about, wait, we haven't seen the moment when I ate my old man. And I felt like that was going to be some big significant moment. Like, Grisha was going to show us what he saw to make it happen. I guess he saw that, when he saw the result, the memories that Eren sent him, he saw that the Titans would be destroyed or would end. But yeah, I thought there would just be a little bit more with Grisha at the end. And there wasn't. Okay, gross. I know that Kyle rates this guy really highly. I'm like, whatever. He's cool. Like, I totally get Kyle's reasoning. The video is really, really cool, explaining everything. The sort of metatextual stuff. But for me, I don't want to pretend that I saw that to begin with. And even though Kyle's video is cool and convincing, I still don't really look at Gross much beyond. He's a low B, I think. Maybe a high C. We'll reconsider that. He is cool. Gunther has no opinion. It's literally just fourth wall break. That's all he has. Yeah, I mean, that's all he has. It's a cool fourth wall break. But yeah. Okay, so this is based on alphabetical. This will be Halil. No opinion, I guess. Gross metaphor for Twitter. Okay, Hange is S tier. Hange is fantastic. She might actually be better than Erwin. We've got to love our non-binary finery that is Hange. Her, like, I remember, I think you brought this up in your stream as well, Cal. I remember her their death was Hange's death was a bit of a weird one, because there was that initial release, there was that one. I can't remember if you put Hange in ARS. I know that you were deliberating quite a lot on that one. I think they're an S. Their death was a bit mishandled, because there was that one fucking missing panel that just completely changed everything about that thing. Thing is, by the time I got to it, that panel had been included, so I didn't miss that, because I was late to the sort of pre-release fan translation. Yeah, it fucked everything up really badly. But I was late to that, so I didn't see that miss. You know, the page had already been added in by the time I got to it. So I was like, oh wow, Hange's death is fucking, you know, pretty fucking brutal. Burns alive, and then they get their nice little. I keep saying she because I've been watching the anime recently, which is not good. Put them in the top of A. Okay, that's cool. Yeah, no, I think Hange does deserve an S. I think they're better than Erwin. But it took a long way to get there. They weren't better than Erwin leading up to. Above. Oh god. Right, we're gonna have some words, Kyle. You know, when we get to Reiner. Honestly. Okay, Hannes. I like Hannes. I like Hannes quite a lot. I think I'll put him there. I don't think he's better than Armin, but I really liked the sort of words here. Yeah, Hannes is really cool. Like, you know, his death is. I actually thought they handled his death a bit better in that. Like, the anime was quite good. Like, the manga was really sudden. Like, I didn't realize that until I went back to do, like, a reread, but his death in the manga is, like, it just happens. Like, really, really, like, you don't get any of that lead up of anything of, like, you know, Dina grabbing it. Like, you know, one panel he's swinging around, and the next panel he's literally been bitten in half. Like, there's no. And, like, when I read that, it was, like, shocking. It was really fucking shocking, but. Chapter 50. Yeah, let's actually just look that up right now, since we're here. Put notifications on Twitter. Oh, some retweets, lovely. Just get it up. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, so let me scroll down. Yeah, so like where was the last time he appeared before he was just eaten? So we've got all this stuff with Ymir, that's really cool. There we go, so we've got this, I have to be the one to do this, I've got to settle this, and then there's, you know, he's swinging around. And then suddenly, yeah, he's just dead. Like that. And when I got to chapter 4 of my previous good times. Yeah, so it just like happened. And it was really shocking. Genuinely really shocking. But them cuts, yeah. Anime censorship. Oh, hey Miller. Welcome, welcome. So yeah, it was a genuinely shocking moment, but I feel like the anime almost handled it better for the medium. Like, I think in the manga it kind of worked as like this sort of shocking holy shit moment out of nowhere, but I think the anime kind of needed that kind of like build up. And like the sort of the slow sort of Eren trying his best to use his power and all that, and then having that little breakdown. I think it worked really well in the anime. But the manga still the way the manga delivered it did work as well. Historia is an S tier. She is better than both of these two. I mean, well, Historia was an S tier. Oh, hey Pine Kit as well. Welcome. I'm just poaching all Kyle's viewers. It's great. Like, I mean, Historia was an S tier after the Uprising arc. The question is she still an S tier after having not really had much to do in the series since? Like, I want to say she's still an S tier, even though she's basically, her role is just depleted completely. Manga and anime have completely different aesthetics, and I've always wanted to talk about this in a video. Yes, they do. For better or for worse. That's why, like, I think they're both great. I think I wouldn't say. I mean, I think the manga is overall a more polished, sort of enjoyable experience, consistent experience. But I prefer manga to anime in almost every scenario, I think. Anime is intentionally as bombastic as possible. Oh, the Health Department of Australia is here as well. I don't know what Historia's goals and motives are after the uprising. I mean, that's the thing. Yeah, Historia is a tough one. Like, this is where I'd have put her... Actually, this is where I put her post-uprising, but... Yeah, sitting down to think about what happens after she becomes queen, really not very much. She kind of just ends up being a puppet for the military, which in itself is interesting, but they don't really... Isayama doesn't really explore it that much, I guess, which is a bit of a shame. It is a bit of a letdown. Actually, maybe Historia isn't an S tier. This is, yeah, pre-uprising, and I think post-uprising, maybe here, or I suppose post sort of Marley War, you know, around Marley War. She barely gets any dialogue. There's the whole farmer plotline. It's interesting, but yeah, I feel like Isayama kind of forgot about her, which is a genuine shame because she's great. Hitch. Hitch is cute. Hitch is kind of cool. None of her scenes are bad. I don't think she's as well written. I don't think that she's as, like, you know, interesting. She's not as, like, fundamental about a lot of the story as a lot of these other characters are, but I do really like her as a character, so I'm gonna put her there. Still, she's not better than Armin. I do like Armin more than Hitch. Okay. Ilse Langnar. Is it Langnar? How do I pronounce it? The girl with the journal from the side story. Where's she gonna go? She's interesting. Ilse's journal is an interesting sort of thing. Put her like here, I guess. Yeah, that seems fine, I reckon. She's not quite as good as Falco. I mean, she doesn't have much to do. I mean, it's very interesting that it happened because it's like it's one of those manga chapters that's a bonus chapter, but it's so important for shaping our understanding of the Titans really early on. And like in the anime, it's an OVA. It's not even part of the main thing, which is kind of crazy. But yeah, I think it's very significant. Like her chapter is very, very significant for what it does. It's the only good OVA. Yeah, I haven't actually seen any of the other OVAs. I've seen the. So I read No Regrets, and reading it, it's okay. Like it doesn't really go anywhere. Yeah, Lost Girls is a bit of fun. Reading Lost Girls was a good read. The thing about the final chapter is that to me it changed. I need to scroll up the chat. Got a very active chat today. It's awesome. The thing about the final chapter is to me it changed so much in terms of perception. I think entirely reshaped the way I look at the characters. That'll be yeah. When you do a reread, it'll be interesting. Yeah, I want to do a full reread at some point. I mean, once I get volume 34, volume 33 has been ordered and is on the way. So once volume 34 is in my hands, I will then sit down and just go through all of them. I read the light novel, Pog. No Regrets is only good for the scene where Levi gets killed. I mean, I must admit, I saw like the clip of that on the anime clip of that, and it was pretty crazy. Reading it all physically would be fun. Yeah, well, I like collecting my manga physically. I've got a big bookshelf in my living room full of manga, so yeah. Cool. Okay, Jean Kirstein. Jean is S tier, and I like Jean more than Gabi, and I know that this is gonna be a big thing. Imagine supporting the creator. I know, like crazy stuff. Jean is one of my favorite characters. You lost me. Bad tier. Listen, Miller. Listen. Jean is great. I will hear none of unretweeting the stream. I will hear none of this slander against my boy. I know that like you guys think that Jean is like boring and like just uninteresting, but I love Jean-y boy. I love the horseman. He's great. I think Gabi has a more compelling narrative arc than Jean, but I think Jean is just a cooler character. I just like him a lot more than, you know. I really like Gabi as well. Like, you know, the difference in these top 5 is, in fact, is Jean better than Annie? No, I think Annie is still better than Jean. Yeah, so sorry to oh look, I said Jean's the best character and I gained viewers. Oh, Pog, Gabi can't get mad. Haunts, yes, exactly, Raven. Haunts is in top we'll probably maybe reorganize S tier at the end and maybe A tier as well. Okay. John took too long to come around to liking the Marley characters. I mean, I think he had fairly good reason for disliking them for a long time. And listen, he's protecting Piek. I almost said Peek there. Piek. He's protecting Piek there at the end. You know, there's this little scene where he's got, you know, he's shielding her. You know, I believed in the horse and cart ship. I really did. But now he's like married Mikasa or whatever, according to the leaks. Just from the hair. Okay, Karina Braun. Honestly, she's a bad mum, and that's like her character. So she has some character at least. So yeah, she can go in D tier, slightly above Gelgar. Kaya. I like Kaya. Actually, no, not as much as Carla. Kaya's quite cool. She's a good mum at the end, though. Good arc. Piss off, Miller. And she's a good mum. I guess she does get a line. Okay, let's say what, we'll bump her up a couple. We'll bump her up to the top of D tier then, above Colt. You make a good point. She does become a better mum slightly towards the end. Now this guy, I thought I knew who this guy was, but it turns out I didn't. So we're gonna find out exactly who he is because he's in here somewhere. I feel like he's a Yeagerist, but that's Sana's, right? Who? This idiot? No, that's not Sana's. That is not Franz. I know he's in here because I've seen it before, and this is where they get their pictures from. You know, it does look a little bit like Sana's, but it's not. And at first I thought it was Surma. Is it Wim? Is that it? Or is Wim? Oh wait, no, that wouldn't make sense because they'll begin with a K or a J. Because Wim is like that. Will be down like here-ish, won't he? Maybe. Oh, is his name like KG or something? I'm looking way too much into this. Yeah, there we go, KG. I thought, yeah, I have looked at this over once before. Who is he? Like, he's gonna go into. I have no idea who he is. He's in the. Okay, so. Okay, his contribution was he attacked Annie's crystal, and then got his head blown off by Kenny's squad. Cool. Very memorable character. Yeah. Oh, I see. Yeah, I'm seeing the stream delay again. The health department is. Let me know. Commander Gene points out he's pissing his pants. And doesn't know what's going on. Oh, maybe. Okay. Shadis. Shadis is very cool. Shadis is very interesting. I don't know if he's A tier, but I like Shadis a lot. And Shadis gets a pretty cool death. No one knows what Eren's planning. Okay, Shadis gets so much better in the final. Yeah, Shadis is spot on. I do really like him. I like his evolution. I like his backstory. That he was just like a bystander and that he felt like he just felt completely worthless as a man. So that's good. Kenny Ackerman is S tier. There is like no disputing that. I like Erwin more. So apologies to the Kenny stans. I do like Erwin more than I like Kenny. But Kenny is an undeniable S tier character. We've got Kiyomi. Kenny pretty boring. Kenny. Honestly, Kenny is like. Kenny is brilliant. Kiyomi. There are bits of Kiyomi's character that I quite like, and then bits that are just kind of really dull. I think she is better than like most of the people we've got here. I'm actually going to put Falco above Eld, now that I think about it. I think she is better than Zackly. Askeladd said it better. Kiyomi had one moment, good moment on the boat with AOT. Is that true? So I felt Kiyomi's like introduction, like the little sort of the drooling thing, it's horrid, But I think that, that set, that really sort of dug deep a little bit into her character, and just, that moment was, I thought that was pretty good. I quite liked that. Like, obviously she is kind of responsible for what in the anime appeared to be a total fucking Deus Ex Machina with Mikasa's backstory, but that's just because the anime didn't think to include the tattooing children bit in season 1, so that's on them. I felt they could have fixed it by just having it that Mikasa kept a hold of that fucking embroidery that she made in season 1 instead, and that would have been her link to the Azumabito people, but whatever. So yeah, Kiyomi's cool. I quite like her. The characterization does. That is far more interesting than the characterization does for Annie. Who's asked that? Is this a Vinland Saga thing that I should be knowing? Apologies. Despite having watched and read a fair bit of manga and anime, I haven't read any of the good ones. Okay, it's for Kyle. Okay, he's from a better series. Okay, fair enough, Miller. Levi is S tier. I used to not like Levi that much. I used to really not think Levi was all that. I was just like, oh, he's just a guy who's really good at everything. That's cool. But then yeah, I really started to grow on him, especially towards the end. Your sleep schedule's telling you it's time for bed. So leave now. Unbelievable. It's only 3 o'clock. It's only 3 o'clock UK time, which is probably like midnight. midnight or 1 a.m. Australia time. Put Levi in first spot card. Absolutely not. Levi's not, for me, Levi's not even top 5, I'm afraid. It's exactly midnight. Unbelievable. Yeah, no, Levi's great. I mean, you say Levi peaked in Shiganshin. I really liked Levi in the final arc. I liked the sort of the fact that he's like the sort of broken man who still can't fucking die. Like, it's great. Going to the football tournament, all right, big day. Well, I hope you enjoy your football tournament. Marcel, okay. Well, Marcel goes in Marcel tier. Listen, I know he's fine. There's nothing offensively wrong. I fucking can't stand Marcel though, because he's rolled out as that fucking backstory, that fucking flashback to Marcel getting eaten is rolled out so many times. I just can't deal with it. Marcel gets his own tier for being, in my opinion, the most. And Porco no, Porco's. I like Porco a bit. Okay, yes, kiss kiss. Goodbye, Kyle. I don't have a kiss kiss equivalent, so we'll do some queen shit. There you go. Yeah, see you later. Okay. So yes, Marcel gets his own tier because he's that awful. He's not bad, I just dislike him. Marco is so tied to Jean's character that it would feel bad to put him in C tier. I feel like Marco gets maybe. I don't think he's as good as the Reeves boys. I think I'll put him there. He's critical to Jean's character development, and without Marco, Jean wouldn't be who he is. And, he's nice enough. He's like the reveal of his death was fairly significant in the manga, and I think in the anime, the way they did it, it was pretty big deal as well. Marlowe, Marlowe's also kind of cool. I do quite like him. Like, he's got this sense of sort of justice and honor, and then at the end of the day, he turns out to just be another expendable guy who goes down. And his death is pretty grim, but his sort of final memory of Hitch is pretty cute. That fucking bowl cut, though. Jesus Christ. But he's not as good as Bertolt. Absolutely not. But I think he might be better than these guys. Like, getting sort of, having his run-ins with the military police, trying to be the good guy, but realizing he fucked up and joined the MPs, that's all pretty good. Mikasa is S tier, but she's pretty low on the S tier, I think. Mikasa F tier. Unbelievable, Miller. In fact, maybe she's A tier. Better than Eren. She's better than Eren, I think. We'll put her there for now. I don't know if she quite gets the S tier. So the fact that there's more S tier than A tier is really annoying me. And the fact that I know that I've still got at least two more S tier characters to add. What do I like about it? Oh, the big question. The big question. I mean, like Levi, she's a badass. That's like obviously the first thing. I like that she is finally able to get over everything. Like the moment where she sort of comes to believe that she might actually be a slave. Like that whole sort of dynamic in the War of Paradis. I think that's kind of interesting, and that she instinctively acts and then is horrified by the fact that Eren might be telling the truth, even though we know it's bullshit. Well, we don't know it at that point for sure, but. Was there a reason why Mikasa was a secret princess in the end? No, I don't think there was a reason why she was a secret princess in the end, but I think that was more... I don't know if that... I mean, like, obviously, not everything has to relate to the ending. Like, that was more to do with Kiyomi sort of using it to sort of her advantage, I guess. And that was, like, the thing. That kind of came to an end when she rejected Kiyomi and rejected the Azumabito for Paradis. So I guess that was kind of wrapped up. It was kind of short. It maybe didn't need to happen, but it was a good thing. Yeah, another cool subversion. But she takes her grandkids to Eren's grave, which is pretty cringe. We don't know that for a fact yet. I mean, it probably is going to happen. Hidden princess trope and ends up meaning nothing. Yeah, it's not too bad. I wasn't too fussed in the fact, like, I saw it as, she was like, Kiyomi's like, oh, you're the secret long lost heir, and she's like, okay, cool. And then Kiyomi's like, we want all your resources, and then Mikasa's like, oh, okay, so that's why you're here. Yeah, exactly. It's like, Mikasa figures out pretty quickly that her being the long lost descendant means absolutely fuck all. Because, I mean, I doubt that, where are they from again? I've totally forgotten the name. I doubt that Hizuru still operates under a feudal daimyo system, so Mikasa's blood status probably doesn't actually mean that much. We don't even know if Hizuru is destroyed. No, we don't. I mean, they say 80%. Like, the thing is, the 80% of humanity is kind of a weird one because it's not just 80% split. It's not like the Thanos 80%, where it's just across the globe. Like, there'll be some countries that are totally unaffected, and some that are fine. Like, it looks like we saw Japan-esque try and get. We did see them tromping over what was probably Japan. So Hizuru was probably destroyed, and if not in its entirety, then quite considerably. I feel like where Onyankopon's from maybe survived, because it looked like, although maybe not actually. I don't know, like, what looked like sort of their equivalent of London might be okay, because I'm sure in the final chapter, they looked like they were wandering around sort of London, because obviously Marley's gone, so that couldn't have been Marley they were in. So when Onyankopon and Gabi and Falco and Levi, yeah, like they're in the equivalent of, I guess, London, or Britain, I guess. So wherever that is, probably survived largely okay. Although actually we saw them all fleeing. We saw London fleeing as well during the rumbling. I don't know. Hard to tell. But yeah, Hizuru's probably gone, which also means that Mikasa's status as the lost princess means very little. But yeah, I mean, she flat out rejected it to Kiyomi's face. Okay, Mike Zacharias. He can go here. He's pretty cool. His death is fucking brutal. His death's pretty brutal. He sniffs people, which is weird. It's quirky. It's whatever. Moblet. I think Moblet was much better in the anime than in the manga. Australia was surely the safest from the rumbling. Probably, actually. I mean, just flip the globe upside down, start at Madagascar, and just see what takes the longest to get to. And those are the countries that are safe. Yeah, Moblet, like, in the manga, he really wasn't all that. Like, he obviously died for Hange, which is obviously based, but the anime, I think they handled Moblet a lot better, so I'm gonna put him, like, in D tier. I really just didn't have any strong connections. I didn't even realize who he was when I first read the manga when he died, to be honest. Mr. Browse, he is solid B tier. He's not in it for very long, but he makes a pretty cool impression when he turns up. I like him a lot. Sasha's dad is S tier. Like, he gives that one line. He gives like an S tier line, but maybe we should bump him up a little bit, actually, because I think he is cooler than Keith Shadows. Like, that line he gives in the restaurant, fuck it, we'll put him in lower A tier, actually, because he is better than most of these characters. Like, that one line he gives is so fucking good. Like, so genuinely good. Mr. Leonhardt. He's kind of cool. Probably not as cool as Carla, but he's kind of cool. That's Connie's mum. As a Titan, I have no opinion because she is literally just a Titan. Nanaba is slightly better than Gelgar, so she can go in high. No, she can go. I like her more than Moblet. Nanaba's cool enough. Again, bit better in the anime, I think, than in the manga. But that's just because I think they sort of got her appearance right. The fact that the translators didn't even realize that she was a girl in the manga, and like the first volume I think that she appears in, Sasha calls her Sir. It's interesting. Niccolo. I have a real problem here because Niccolo would be much higher. Niccolo could be up in like A tier if Isayama wasn't such a fucking coward and didn't just and couldn't have just had him say that he fucking loved Sasha. Like the fucking I mean, not to like lick Kyle's boot here, but the fucking food analogies were unbelievable. They just kept going. It's like, just say you loved her, for God's sakes, man. He'd be like right up here and like hot. No, he's better than Marlowe. He's not better than Bertolt though. Nanaba's character design was most... Yeah, I like Nanaba's character design, but again, I think they really brought out some of the elements of it. Like, again, especially if you look at the earlier... You look at some of the early... Like, some of, obviously, Isayama's early art is like, so, having Nanaba's sort of character from the manga sort of make it into the anime, she did look really cool. Her design was awesome. Which was a similar thing they did with Nifa as well, who we'll be getting to fairly soon, I think. Oh, yeah, 2 away. Pasternak, he was kind of cool, I guess. He had some interesting moments. I'm trying to think where I put him. Maybe put him there. Not as good as Falco. Nothing is worse than Sasha's last words being meat. Yeah. I mean, I kind of get it, but it's like she didn't have to be, at that point she was kind of committed to being the Joker to the end. She hadn't really had enough of her character at that point to really say anything else that would have worked, that would have sort of fit her character as her last words. Oh yeah, Raven's pointing this out. I remember mentioning this before. Niku, and that sounds close to Niccolo, so that would be pretty pog if that's the case. Yeah, and Pine Kit's jumping in there as well. That would be awesome. If that was the case, that would be like absolutely spot on, and some fantastic wordplay from Isayama, which is totally lost on the English to the English speaking world. Eren laughing makes sense because it's such a bad. No, Eren. We'll carry on. Nifa's cute. That's about all she has going for. That's about all she is. She doesn't really appear. And random fact, apparently she's the most stylish member of the Survey Corps, according to Isayama. But like Nifa has like one line and then gets her head blown up. Nile is better than Shadis. Nile Doc is really cool. Nile S tier. Sasha's dad. Man, Miller jumping into the S tiers. Nile is like, yeah, easily like a high B, possibly a low A. In fact, he's better than Mr. Browse. He is really cool. I really like him. Like the conflicts he goes through, and sort of the route he kind of takes as sort of this sort of spoiled, not spoiled. Spoiled is the wrong type of word. Sort of lazy bastard sort of approach. I'm gonna continue editing my tier list. All right, cheers for stopping by, Bacon. I'll probably have this video up at some point, so you can catch the rest later. So yeah, see you later on. Healthy. I'm pretty sure I read that Isayama used kanji for meat, which kind of debunks the theory. Should we say Nicola's name? Oh, okay, maybe. I don't know. It's one of those things that I guess maybe doesn't translate as well from, I guess, written text. I don't know. Either way, it's like saying meat fits her character. It's just unfortunate that it fits her character, because I wish her character was a bit more than that. Let's see. Ulo is better than these two. Yeah, Ulo's pretty good. Onyankopon is an A tier character. He's great. Now, where in A tier? I'm trying to think. Are you remembering? Remember what line? Sorry. What stuff like? Oh, character names. I mean, I remember most of them. Yeah, I remember most of the character names off the top of my head. But I've also got this in case I forgot, which I did have a breeze through prior to the stream as well. But yeah, and I remember Ulo's name. The only ones I've forgotten so far are... The only one I've forgotten up until this point was Keiji. Because I just no fucking idea who he was. And obviously this guy's just called Goggled Soldier. But yeah, and all the others I remember, because I remember watching Kyle's one. And he was getting characters wrong, and I was like, stop it. Okay, Onyankopon is better than these three. I think he might be better than Connie, and... Yeah, I think he's cooler than Eren Krueger, but I don't think he's cooler than Historia. But he is very cool. Great character. Okay, so I don't remember this guy's name, but I know who he is, but let's just get the name because, you know, it's important that we get this. Civilians of Paradis. Pierre. That's a very weird spelling of it. Interesting. Yeah, Onyankopon. Yeah, exactly, Melly. Onyankopon scene where he's... Ooh, just knocked my mic there. He's on the verge of execution. It's so good. Yeah, I don't really have... Do I have an opinion of him? No. He has scenes, and he has quite a bit of dialogue, but I still have zero opinion of him. Which is a shame. Petra... I'm putting Petra in A tier, but that's purely because I really just like her character design and like her appearance. She's not like... In terms of writing quality, she's nowhere near up the others. This is a totally biased personal choice. She gets to sit on the bottom of A tier. Meanwhile, Pieck is undisputed S tier. Hitch is the hottest, though. I understand that this is a common talking point. I disagree. I put that. Well, I mean, Pieck's the hottest. That's the objective truth, followed by Petra. But yeah, Pieck is also just a very awesome character, so she gets to sit in that place there between Jean and Gabi. Porco. I like Porco. I like him quite a lot. He's arrogant. He's pissed off. But he's very consistent in that, and I like that. You know, his dying breath is to once again get one final jab in at Reiner about how he's better than him. Porco is genuinely a pretty cool character. He's getting B tier. Not better than Armin, but only just. Like, he's getting there. Porco's only memorable scene is death. I mean, I think all the time when he's berating Reiner and being pissed off, and like the scene where he's about to die, where he thinks he's about to die during the raid on Marley, like, you know, these guys can't you see I'm a Titan? These guys are coming to kill me. They really are the devils of Paradis. That's fucking great, and especially in the anime, that scene fucking kills in the anime. And even though this is the manga characters thing, we'll take bits of the anime to sort of talk about, you know, where it's appropriate. At the end of the day, I'm just, you know, none of this really matters. There's no objectivity to it. Ramsey is better than Halil, but he still doesn't really have much of a character. He'll go in D tier. His death is fucking horrifying. Like, that's one thing I'll say. That's the thing I remember. Like, obviously Halil is part of that, but I like this kid. He's like Nami, how he flips. Yeah, like, he's, you know, he does a little pickpocket thing. Eren has a little breakdown in front of him, and he's just like, what the fuck is going on? You know, that's all cool. And then, yeah, the rumbling where he dies is honestly one of the most... Yeah, it's so fucking harrowing. Like, there's that one scene... In fact, I'm going to get the chapter open. Can anyone remember what chapter the rumbling is off the top of their head? Because I'm really bad at memorizing chapter numbers. I don't know how Kyle does it. I want to say, is it 131? It is 131. I remembered. I'm good at this. Yeah, so there's one panel more than any of the others. This panel here is, in my opinion, one of the most harrowing panels in all of Attack on Titan. When I read this, it was fucking horrible. And I don't know how this scene animated. I have no idea how they're gonna handle it, because it's gonna, like, this whole thing. I mean, look at fucking Halil. His brain's been fucking his head's been fucking concaved like that. Imagine waking up to that. Yeah, it's honestly just this scene, that terror, like the sheer fucking terror being, it's honestly, like, chapter 131 is honestly just so fucking grim. I have no idea how they're going to get past the censors with this. And then just obviously him getting crushed. That's fucking horrid as well. And like, that's horrible. But this is just fucking awful. Because he's a kid. It's grim. It's so grim. But it's that little bit of extra characterization. So he can sit in D tier. He didn't have much beyond that. But... Okay, Reiner Braun. Okay, I fully expect to get all the hate comments coming in here. Or not hate comments, but disagreements. Reiner Braun is my favorite character in Attack on Titan. Remember when the rumbling was bad? The rumbling's always been, well, what, bad as in bad in terms of writing, or bad in terms of a bad thing to do? Because the rumbling was never bad in terms of writing, but it was always a horrible thing and shouldn't have happened, obviously. Reiner Braun is the best character in Attack on Titan. Like, that's just that's just undisputed. I mean, it's heavily disputed in the chat, no doubt, but for me, Reiner is the top character. He's been there since, I think he took the #1 spot about halfway through the Marley arc and has stayed there without, like, ever having any hint of it being shifted. So, oh, you know about him being pervy? Okay, so I've seen this come up a lot. I was kind of like, oh, that's a thing. That's a little odd, but not really, because he has his like, I mean, it's maybe a bit more pervy than usual, but he definitely is. I mean, he's crushing on Historia. He's been crushing on Historia since, like, the female Titan arc. Like, you know, she turns up and it's like, what is it? I can't remember exactly what they say, but Armin says something like, she's amazing. John says a goddess, and then Reiner's like, gotta marry her. And then later on, he's like, gotta marry her. He's clearly looking up her dress when he saves her from falling off the tower in Utgard Castle. Yeah. Reiner's best, some of Reiner's best moments are him, like, Jean kicking the shit out of him around the campfire whilst he tries to pathetically apologize. The hug he has with Annie is super cute. His determination when he's trying to stop Wormkun from reaching Eren again, like Annie's like, Reiner knows what he's doing. Reiner's decided on his fate, and he's just like, you know, he's pelted with, you know, Warhammer Titan arrows, and he's still holding off the worm. And then when he's like sort of shouting at them, those are all fucking poggers moments. But his actual character exploration through the Marley arc is just solid 10 out of 10 story writing. Best character. This is Rod Reiss. Rod Reiss is a dickhead, but he's a decently written dickhead. Yeah, Miller, you've got it spot on there, actually. Yeah, when Jean and Reiner are hanging down, and yeah, Survey Corps. That fucking, that moment, you know. There's only one bro moment from Jean that's better, and that's when him and Connie think they're about to die. Too bad we never saw an interaction between Eren and Reiner. I guess, yeah. I mean, it would have been maybe nice to see Eren's, like, as a sort of post thing, seeing what Eren showed Reiner in Paths, I guess. That could have been cool. Now, where does Rod Reiss go? Rod's pretty cool, actually. I'm gonna put him. I'm actually gonna put him fairly high. I think he's a horrible. He's a disgusting person. He's a horrible father. He's a coward. He serves only to. I mean, obviously, like, you know, there's the argument that, you know, Rod Reiss turned out to be correct because they should have, you know, passed the Titan on to Historia or whatever. But fuck that. He's a lecherous little man, but he's quite well written, and it's so satisfying watching Historia fucking snap his spine. It was well written since he had a dream. Turned out into a shit person. Yeah, Rod. I quite like Rod's character. Like, his time, the time spent with him is not bad time. And again, the Uprising arc is a fucking amazing arc. Rogue. Okay, Rogue has the same problem with being this fucking lecherous human being like Rod, but has none of the personality to back it up. Rogue gets to go in D tier because and D tier not because he's got a lack of personality, because he's just a dick. Like, that is his entire character, to be a massive cock, and I really he's despicable. Let's eat a pregnant person. That is his character motivation. Let's feed a pregnant woman to a Titan. He says while fucking glugging wine. But honestly, Rogue is fucking. Okay, so this is the other newspaper guy. Again, I should have opinions of these two, but it's been so long since I've read the parts that really concern that. Like, it's been a long time since I read the Uprising arc, and I know that they're obviously quite key, because Hange gives them this speech about doing what's right, and like Pierre's like, we should do it, and Roy's like, no, we don't want to piss off the government, and it's like there's some very real interactions between the two, but I just don't have enough of a solid memory to really form an opinion of the two, which is a real shame, because I think I should, but maybe on a reread. To be fair, like Rod, that guy might have had the right idea, would have said. So yeah, that is the horrible thing. Like the worst part is sacrificing Historia, as horrible as it is, sacrificing Historia was at least one of the routes that would lead to global genocide or racial genocide. Like, you know, sacrificing Historia would have meant that Paradis wouldn't have been wiped out necessarily, or at least not quickly. But again, it would have it would have continued the cycle, which arguably is that's the whole question about the thing. But yeah, obviously, euthanization plan was genocide. That's bad. The rumbling that Eren did is genocide. That's bad. The destruction of Paradis is genocide committed by the other side. That's also bad. We don't want that. Sacrificing Historia is kind of where it's at. I like the moment where it turns around. They decide to publish. Yeah, that it's pretty significant. You know what? Let's give these guys like an honorary. Let's put them both in C tier. Because they do have that moment. We'll put them above. Put them above Nifa. Because Nifa's only there because she's cute. Nifa has no character. Samuel is basically the same as Daz, but a bit less interesting. Where even is Daz in this list? Where's he gone? He's not as cool as Dita. So there we go. Sasha. I do like Sasha. She could have been better utilized, I feel. But I'm gonna put her there in B tier. I like my potato girl, but she's not an A tier or an S tier character. She's unfortunately like the weakest of the main surviving Survey Corps folks, which is a shame. Like, I feel like Sasha could have been, because her post time skip design is awesome as well. Like, her post time skip appearance is really cool. Like, all of them got really good post time skip designs. Magath is A tier. Trying to think where in A tier. I feel like he's about here, around where Dot Pix is. I really like Magath. And the thing with Magath as well that really interested me was, it starts off that he seems just as horrible and racist. I mean, he is a big racist, but like, it doesn't start off showing that it looks like he cares about the warriors, but by the end of it, it's like, no, this guy has always cared deeply about the warriors, like big time. Like, he really cares about like Gabi and Falco and Piek and Reiner. And it doesn't show it at first, but you know, because of that we get that initial hard exterior. But when things come down to it, and he starts to show like his true self, that's really cool. That I do really like that about him. I just want to say that I fucking hate the voice they got for the dub in the anime. The sub is great. The dub, I really don't like his voice, the voice choice. And it's one of the voices that really puts me off. Along with Gabi's, actually, I don't like Gabi's dub voice. Yeah, his guilt. That's the thing. Like, he is. And that fucking line he has with Willy about that they're descended from devils, but we're devils too. That's yeah. Honestly amazing. Kasaver in like the chapters with Kasaver are all very cool, and the anime, that chapter with the anime episode with Kasaver is fucking amazing. I think he's interesting. I think I'll put him there. I think he's better than Marlo. I think Niccolo. I think I find Niccolo's presence a bit more interesting. So yeah, we'll put him there for now. Sorry, I need to take a drink. I've been talking for like, God, 90 minutes already. We're getting there though. Still got a bunch of characters to go. So, is this Kaven? Her name is. She's one of Kenny. She's part of the Interior Military Police. So where are they going to show up in this list? Chubby Minister. I just scrolled past one of the names there. Public Security. This is all Marley. Yeah, there we go. Trout Kaven. Okay, so Kaven's cool. Her design's cool. She's kind of badass, but she doesn't really have much. She doesn't really do much. So we're gonna put her there. No, okay, we're gonna put her there. I think Udo. Udo isn't a character, really, but I still have a view on him because we spent some time with him. Yeah, we're gonna put him above Rogue. Like, he freaks out a little bit. He's there to show off that, you know, Eldians are mistreated everywhere, not just in Marley, and to make us realize that it's like a global oppression thing, which is interesting. That in itself is cool, but they didn't necessarily need Udo to do that. He just happened to fill that role. His death's pretty brutal, though. I'll give him that. He's angry a lot. That's his personality. He's an angry child. Like, cool. We spent several arcs with angry 15-year-old Eren, so we've already got it. Uri is pretty cool. I like Uri. I think he's high B tier. Mostly because Uri and Kenny are so connected, I think. Uri himself is okay, but it's more just his connection with Kenny that's really awesome. We'll put him above Rod. Actually, no, we'll put him just below Rod. We'll put him below Sasha. There we go. I like Sasha. Willie Tybur, I think, is an A tier character. I think he gets to go up here, I think. Yeah, we'll put him there. Willie Tybur's great. I loved his speech. I felt that his speech was totally fucking mangled in the anime. That was one thing that annoyed me. I watched both the sub and the dub, hoping that they'd catch on, but I'll put on this YouTube video of like a motion manga, or not a motion manga, but like a fan dub, and it's somehow better than anything that the season 4 managed to do. That's what, and I'd seen it before in the lead up to season 4, and I was hoping that they'd get something of that scale, but they just didn't, and it's really disappointing. Yelena, I really like Yelena as well. I don't know if she's A tier. Maybe she is. Is she better than Shadis? She's got a fucking big lady boner physique. She's like super tall as well. I always forget how tall she is. She's like my height, maybe a bit taller. Yeah, I think she's about my height. Like those two chapters of the speech are just dense dialogue a lot. Yeah, exactly. Like they cut a lot, and but the thing is, the manga can get away with that, and it works so well. Like, you know, close to 80 pages of just Willie Tybur giving a speech. It's like, it's solid gold in the manga. Where am I going to put Yelena? Do I like her more than I like Armin? I don't know. I wasn't drawn to Yelena at first. Oh, is Yelena 6'6"? I thought she was like 6'3". I'm 6'3". I thought Yelena was closer to 6'3". I didn't realize she was 6'6". Okay, yeah, no, Yelena's taller than me. Why did I think she was 6'3"? Isn't like Jean 6'3" or something? Yeah, Yelena's a tough one to place. I really don't know. I feel like I want to put her at the top of B tier. I think she's really cool. Like the little sort of sneaking she does to try and get everyone to turn against each other when the alliance is forming. That's kind of cool. That scene of her with like her arms extended after Zeke destroys the Zeppelins, that's really cool. Ymir is A tier. There would have been a time when I would have put Ymir in S tier, but unfortunately she didn't make as much of an appearance towards the end, especially with all the path shit going on. I thought she would make have a more significant presence. She didn't, and there's just a lot more characters than better. When she appeared, though, you know, during the Clash of the Titans arc, Ymir was like S tier, right near the top. Ymir and Historia dropping down is so sad. Yeah, it is a shame. Both of these characters were S tier characters. Historia was just relegated to the side, and Ymir just didn't have enough relevance to keep her up there with all these much better characters. And I think that's just a consequence of what happens when a character dies quite early. You know, because she died at the end of the Clash of the Titans arc, effectively, in terms of her relevance to the story. Erwin died, you know, at the end of Return to Shiganshina, and Kenny died before that, but they had still such huge, you know, their impacts were even more significant. I mean, Erwin was, yeah. Little Ymir, I'm gonna put her, I think, in the bottom of it. Like, it's really tough because chapter, is it 122? Is that 121 or 122? I can't remember which one. Whichever one her backstory is. That's fucking solid. Absolutely S++ shit. Let me get the chapters up again. And then the final, that panel of her when you see her eyes for the first time, even though like there's nothing significant about her eyes, just the fact that you see them, that is, yeah, okay, 122. I was got it right the first guess. This is all great stuff. But this fucking shot here. Kind of have to wait for the full leaks to see what I think. Yeah, Ymir is one of those. Yeah, Ymir Fritz is one of those ones where I really don't know at this point. It's so subject to change based on these final eight pages, I think, because we can get stuff from the leaks, but it's not enough to confirm. Based on what I see, I want to put her in S tier. Like, even though it's a little confusing, I have enough faith, good faith, from like this chapter alone. But seriously, this panel here, this one panel is incredible. So much emotion conveyed in this one little panel. And again, just like all of this stuff, like this as well, like where she's just completely out of it, where she's still got the slave eyes, I guess. Ah, so good. So yeah, I'm gonna put her at the bottom of S tier. I'm gonna, enough good faith. Lara Tybur, or Tybur sister, since she was never named in the manga. She has a cool line. That's about it. Her living comforts all along might be the biggest disappointment. I'm still unsure about that one. I'm still unsure how I feel about that. I feel like they could have gone with a bit more like I guess they wanted to maybe just have more than it just being a slave, like a slave to love rather than just a slave. I guess maybe. Yeah, so that's what the panel, but the thing is, it's hard to tell if that's, like, I've seen different interpretations. Like, the thing Kyle sent me suggests that that's what actually happened. That's not the story that we saw or the story in Paths, but at the same time, like, that chapter 122 is like, isn't this her perspective? Like, whose perspective is this meant to be? So I guess that's the weird part of it. I think we really need to see. Yeah, so Health AU, that's one of the things that I saw being discussed on Titanfolk. That Mikasa made her change the past and then it resets the timeline, but that would be far too much of a what was the point in all this? Because Ymir wasn't the main character. Ymir was incredibly significant. But yeah, that's the thing. Change. I mean, it's because Paths like the thing is though, the story wouldn't have even happened if that happened, because like, the way Paths works is it's sort of everything's happening at once sort of thing. Literature, yeah, exactly. That's not how. But that's what one of the like big leak discussions. Yeah, Eren's mum always died, and Eren existed in Paths at all time, so that's why he kind of sent her or whatever. It's weird. It's like time travel is such a horrible thing. Like it's never easy to wrap one's head around. So whatever. But I feel like changing the past just wouldn't happen. So if they're going with, it turns out King Fritz was always speared, then I guess I don't really get what this happens, because it still doesn't explain why Ymir died after 13 years of being a Titan, unless she killed herself in shame or something. But then, yeah, who orders her daughters to eat? And so we need to see. This is a fucking grim picture, by the way. Like, look at that. How are they going to show? I mean, they have showed it technically, but yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. God, I keep forgetting which panel I want to see. Zeke Yeager. He gets to go into A tier, I guess. Reluctantly. I would have had him in C tier for a long time, but the final arc he was really good. The final arc he was pretty good, and the anime made him good. And the anime didn't really do much more for him than the manga did. It just, getting good acting and everything, getting a good voice actor and all that. Zeke's cool. He's not super cool, but he's cool. He can go there. I think he's better than Sasha's dad, but only just. He's not as cool as Niall. Zafia, I have slightly more of an opinion of Zafia. I kind of like Zafia. I like that she's a weirdo. I like weirdo characters. They're always such a fucking cliche, but yeah, they're a weird thing. But I have a soft spot for weird characters. I like big weirdos. Is this Sanez? I believe it is. Sanez is very cool. Sanez might be a B, I think is B tier. I don't think he's quite A tier. His final sort of line to Hange is really fucking haunting and comes back all that time later. I think he's better than Saber. I feel like Bertolt should be higher now. I feel like I need to bump Bertolt up a little bit. I feel like I've not given him enough credit. I think he is. Maybe he is better than Floch. Okay, yeah, he's better than King Fritz. Better than. Yeah, I'm going to be nice. I'm going to bump Bertolt up to here, I think, actually. Yeah, Sanez had that one good moment with Hange, and that's kind of why he gets it. But it was so significant. Torture seems great. This is Franz and Hannah. No opinion, really. Like, the sort of the reveal that Franz had been cut in half was pretty cool. But honestly, no opinion. They're the happy married couple. You know, whatever. Ian Dietrich. I think he's kind of cool. I think I'm going to put him here. There were bits to the moment. There was the moment where he died to save one of his comrades. Like, the fact that he kind of overrules Rico and is like, no, we're fucking doing this. As like an early character, he's, you know, it's quite easy to forget him, but I think the time he was on screen was pretty cool. Oh, what's this fucker called again? I can't remember. He's in the garrison. Okay, Kits. Kits Wildman. I don't think Kits is that interesting. I really don't have much to say about him. I don't think he's as interesting as any of these characters. He's not as good as Moblet. Unfortunately. Yeah. Oh, I should remember this guy's name. I've totally fucking spaced on it. Oh no. Lobov, that's it. Thank you. Thank you, Miller. I don't know why I don't know why I forget Lobov's name all the time. Because it's happened before where I've forgotten his name. Ian was a wingman for Mikasa, go save you. Yeah. I think they even in the anime use the word boyfriend as well. Lobov is based because he got no scope by Gabi. Lobov, like, apparently he appeared, like, he appeared really early on in the manga, like during the Trost. He is there and he has a line, and then he just doesn't appear again until Marley. So that's kind of cool. But he's still not really significant enough for me to think about. Like, I don't think he's as cool as Mike. Yeah, that was meant to be Lobov, but we never got identified, and it's so easy to forget about him, especially after like a time skip and a change of uniform. So I know who this is because I looked this up previously because I couldn't work it out and Kyle couldn't either. This is Luke's sis, and I have no, and the fact that I couldn't remember can go there. Mina Carolina, she's cute. Her name rhymes. Bottom of C tier, I guess. She gets pretty grim death at the eaten by the Peering Titan. Who is this? Who is this idiot? Like, let's see if we can find him. He's not very distinctive at all, was the problem. I love how these characters are all part of Marley now. Jaegerist? Is he a Jaegerist? No, I have seen him in here. I'm certain of it, but I just can't remember where. Let me just get. You know what? We're just gonna put him here because I don't even know who the fuck he is. Like, the fact that I'm having to look this hard to even work out who the hell. And the thing is, he's so not okay. Oh, Ralph, cool. That well-known. Oh, okay. So he was the guy who was interrogated with Sanez. Okay. Yeah, cool. Nothing. Ralph has arrived. Okay. Rico Brzezinska. Is that how you pronounce it? Rico, I think it's Brzezinska. Or Brzezinska. I want to put Rico really high up because I really like her. Like, I am part of the Where's Rico meme, trying to work out what happened to her. But at the same time, it turned out she became a fascist, so that's not very good. Rico kind of gets to occupy the same place as Petra. It's like an honorary A tier. Rico ended up becoming a based Jaegerist. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's the thing. Everyone was asking for so long, oh, we're going to see Rico again, we're going to see Rico again. And then it's like, yes, the fucking, but the wish is granted by a monkey's paw. So, you know, that's the big problem there. For anyone wondering if we did see her again, for anyone who doesn't know, who doesn't obsessively check panels to see if Rico's in them, we go down to. Oh my god, it's read SNK. It's putting all the fucking leak panels in as well. Volume 34 extra pages, unconfirmed. That's cool, I guess. So yeah, we'll scroll up a little bit. Eren became Bird, as we all know. Yeah, so there's Rico right there. Maybe she doesn't like being a Jaegerist, who knows, unless the leaders of the Jaegerists are actually anti-Jaegerist. The Eren panel real, I'm so confused. There's a bird in here, it knows what's good. Yeah, so I mean, Hitch is obviously not interested. Like, look at that. I mean, she looks pretty in on it. I mean, she's all about saving humanity. I can see her becoming a Jaegerist, unfortunately. She, you know, she's deep in the military. She's an elite soldier, so it puts her in a position of power. But yeah, there's our girl, unfortunately. See, everyone says that's Surma. I don't think it is. Because I think he's too young. Because this is 3 years later. Surma would have been, like... Although, actually, yeah, they're saying that that's Surma as well there. But it's just like, I look at this. And I look at this and I go, that is what, like... He looks like he's aged about 10 to 15 years. Like... Last guy looks in on it, we know he isn't. Maybe. I guess we'll need to see. I guess he is. I mean, well, in this he'll have been about 15, because what? They're the graduating class, and the graduating class is usually between ages of 15 and 17. So if we're charitable and say he was 17 in this picture, this is him at age 20, apparently. So whatever. Yeah, maybe he's against it. It's... Is it just me, or does it look like he didn't age Kaya up? Like, she looks like... She doesn't look like she's changed that much in the time. Flegel. I'm trying to work out if Flegel looks unimpressed, or if he's just like, yeah, this is... You know, I feel like Flegel could have become a Jaeger. Could be, like, pro-Jaegerist. I mean, Surma's not among the leaders. This is just, like, a bunch of military people. Like, you know, the leaders are all up here on stage. Whoever they are. Whoever the new leader is. I think it's unimportant. Yeah. Doing the deep dives. Sonny or Bean. I don't know why we only got one of them. Or the other. I had to look up who this was. This is Thomas Wagner. I have zero opinion of Thomas Wagner. And I don't have an opinion on Henning or Lin either. Henning and Lin were the two people who were with Nanaba and Gelgar at Utgard Castle and were killed when Beast Titan threw a rock at it. So, if anyone didn't know that, that's who those two are, Henning and Lin. So yeah. So let's have a quick look over the S tiers again. This looks like a pretty good... I'm quite happy with that as a top 5, I think. Reiner, Annie, Jean, Peek, Gabi. Or Piek, sorry. I keep saying Peek now because of the anime, but I always read it as Piek when I read the manga. Yeah. Overall, I'm pretty happy. There's probably some discrepancies. Why do I like Piek? Because she's hot and lazy. That's a quote from Kyle way back when. She's smart, she's hot, she's lazy, she's a bit weird. But that's basically why. But she is also, like, really clever and really cool. Oh, remember Gabi's friends? Gabi. Oh, God. Gabi! It's really not good. Yeah. So, yeah. Is the Pokemon music finished? It has. Well, we're just going to start it again. Because it's been long enough that no one will... It's been long enough that it doesn't matter. Okay. So, yeah, I think that's pretty good. Reiner, Annie, Jean, Piet, Gabi, Levi, Hanji, Erwin, Kenny, and Ymir. All nest here. That's good. Then we've got Mikasa, Eren, Pixis, Magath, Willie. Yep, we've got our two honorary A tier people. For the cute and for the memes. Move Kaya to S tier. I might move Kaya up, not to S tier. She's actually... Yeah, actually, she's better than Mr. Leonhardt. She's better than Carla. She's better than Ilse. She's better than Eld. She's better than... She is... She actually might be better than Falco. Fuck it, let's put her here. Let's put her at the top of C. I was too mean to her to begin with. I feel like, you know, this is like meant to be quite a complete character, but it's so weird how they randomly, like, you know, they've got like Sonny or Bean, but not the other one. It's like, who made this? Like, I feel like I actually want to make a tier list as well. There might already be one that exists. I want to do a tier list for all the chapter covers, all the volume covers, just the originals, not necessarily the alt arts, although the alt arts could go in there as well. Because I think that could be quite a fun one to go through. Maybe another weekend. It wouldn't take as long as this one, because we've been going for almost 2 hours now to do this, but we've been discussing other stuff as well. But yeah, I feel like that would be a fun one to do. If that's... Can I save this out? Okay, I can download the image. That'll do for now.